in the village of Ilion. And, of course, Chuck, this, oftentimes we talk whenever there's a layoff or anything like that at Remington. It's a big deal. It's Herkimer County's largest employer. Certainly is a staple in the village of Ilion. This one seems like this one is more serious than we've seen in the past. We're talking about a furlough of workers, and they're going to be furloughed at what looks like, we don't know the exact number yet, but what looks like most of the summer, right?
From what I understand, it's June and July.
Well, and part of August. It goes through August 12th.
Well, then they have their 2-week regular shutdown that I guess is going to run concurrent.
The 2-week shutdown will come in. The 2-week shutdown will come in July, right around 4th of July. So before that, and then after that, right on through August 12th, is when this furlough is going. And some departments, it's believed that some employees will be working. We don't know the number as of yet. But this market is extremely slow, not just for Remington, but it's a soft gun market across the country.
Well, obviously Remington's a specialized company, and
right.
And they're going to be subject to market fluctuations probably more so than a company that's more diverse. But this is a kick in the teeth to the people that work there. I'm sure they'll all recover, and I'm praying for them that they can get by for this extended period of unemployment. And we're just trying to always be as positive as we can, look on the bright side, and hopefully that things will pick up for Remington. They can remain a stable employer, not only for Ilion, but for the whole area, because obviously everybody that works there is not just from Ilion.
Sure. Well, and it was 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, they opened up the plant in Alabama. And it was shortly after that Trump became president. And really some people believe there's a significance to the fact that people were afraid that Hillary Clinton was going to become president, and everybody was buying up guns across the country. All of a sudden, Trump gets elected, nobody's worried anymore, and the market goes soft. From what I understand, in Alabama, they're not doing as well as Ilion is doing, and they haven't even come close to reaching the numbers that they had projected down there. Just close that plan up and move those employees up to Ilion.
Well, I don't want to see anybody lose their job.
I get it. You're right.
The bottom line is, it's my understanding that Alabama has not done too well for Remington.
Yeah.
And also, I think too that ever since they were bought out by an investment company, that's when we've really seen these dramatic fluctuations with employment at the Arms. And it's just my thought that sometimes an investment company obviously is thinking about the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're not as compassionate as mom and pop type thing or a regular company.
We've also not seen the changeover in upper management like we've seen. And all you have to do is go to their corporate website and you look at the really a lot of changeover in that upper management division, and that makes you a little nervous too.
Well, you always like to have stuff being stable. Yeah. And wherever it's like, you can change the coach a lot easier and get rid of all the players. You know what I mean? So sometimes the changes come at the top, and sometimes it might not always be the fault of the top.
Sure.
Not to excuse some of the decisions. Can I just scoop you on a few things there concerning Dave Gordon?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was listen, man. I got this directly from the source.
Okay.
I believe that Dave Gordon has cloned Andrew, because the other day I was listening to the WOUR Memorial Day 500.
Yes.
And Andrew was on there.
Andrew was on there. Yes, you're right.
I think that what Dave Gordon has done by cloning Andrew, he's put the cloned Andrew in your studio to spy on you and get all this.
Maybe that's it.
He's going to have a press conference announcing this pretty soon to see what the findings are on you.
Well, I'll make sure you get credit for that, Chuck. There's no doubt about it. So.
And one more thing.
Yes.
Ilion Food Truck Frenzy is starting tonight, 4 to 8. Justin Smithson's going to be there.
Nice.
All kinds of food trucks. I went by there. The picnic tables are all set up. We're ready to go. Come on down and party in Ilion tonight, folks.
I also noticed that what's the hot dog joint there? Voss's.
Voss's.
I also noticed that Voss's, when I was there, and I thought this was really big and significant, that Voss's in Ilion at the Village Marina. The Ilion Marina is serving Honest John's, Utica-made Honest John's hot dogs.
I'll tell you what, Bill, our marina is very highly regarded, and our dockmaster, Don Sterling, does a fantastic job down there. Voss's has just renewed the lease with us. They had their best year ever last year.
Nice.
We've got a lot of positive things happening down in Ilion, and, it's a kind of a, down thing with Arms, but I'm sure that there's going to be, I hope and pray that there's going to be a speedy recovery in that end.
Okay.
And I'm pulling for all the folks that are out of work and hoping that they all land on their feet.
Boy, and this is coming quickly, too. They'll finish out this week, and then the furlough begins much sooner than anybody thought. The furlough begins on Monday. I'm going to ask you with a quick, you're good. All right, Chuck. Well, listen, we wish you the best down there. I know that Remington has played such a big role for the Village of Ilion and for Herkimer County, and this certainly is hopefully news where the market picks back up and they'll be hiring or be in a better position as the year goes on here this year.
Yeah, that's what we look for, Bill.
All right. Thanks so much, Chuck. I appreciate it.
Thank you.